Rock and roll is actually part of everyday life at Robert Hewitt. The trucks of his logistics company Stage Truck are responsible for ensuring that the equipment of bands always arrives on time at the venue during concert tours. But then came Brexit. At the moment, it is a disaster for us, he says, even if he has set up a new location in Holland so that the trucks can continue to be sent across Europe. Due to the new regulations, British drivers are allowed to make a maximum of 2 stops within the EU. His solution to the problem? Irish driving licenses for British drivers. It's expensive and time-consuming, but it is supposed to help and save money for his company. There will be stumbling blocks on the way, Prime Minister Boris Johnson admitted in early 2020, but promised Brexit would be a success. For entrepreneurs like Hewitt, however, the hurdles are more like road blockades. And so, in the last few months, Stage Truck has transported fewer sound systems or stages out of necessity, but everything that was possible. Toilet paper rolls instead of rock and roll. Other logistics companies are also suffering from the consequences of Brexit. In addition to the additional bureaucracy, there is an acute shortage of drivers. For decades, many EU citizens came to the island, mainly from Eastern European countries such as Bulgaria and Romania, to hire here. Now they either don't feel welcome anymore or don't feel like the additional paperwork that has been involved in transporting between the continent and the island since the beginning of 2021. The haulage companies are short of up to 100,000 truckers, as the Road Haulage Association RHA, the Association of British Logistics Companies, estimates. This is already leading to bottlenecks in the supply chain and could also damage the British economy in the future if, for example, raw materials or components are not delivered on time. In addition, there is concern about supply problems and empty supermarket shelves this summer. The situation is serious, said Richard Burnett, head of the RHA. Brexit and COVID together created the perfect storm for the sector. Now representatives of the food industry have just asked the government to consider using the army to prevent an unimaginable collapse of the supply chains. In addition to supermarkets, this would also affect restaurants, hotels, shops, and nursing homes. Many freight forwarders can only laugh at the Downing Street proposal to recruit local workers. There are not enough candidates in the UK and in the UK job market. This is also felt by other industries such as construction, gastronomy, or the care sector. There is a lack of staff everywhere. With the end of the free movement of people, many EU citizens have returned to the EU either because of the strict visa regulations and the corona pandemic, or they are not coming at all because, for example, they cannot get a work visa. In Soho, in normal times, it makes no difference whether it's Tuesday, Friday, or Sunday. London's nightlife and theatre district always attracts partygoers and diners. Yeah, I went there too a lot of times. But these days there is sometimes almost silence. The traditional pub The George is closed this Sunday, but a large board has been set up in front of the entrance with "Jobs" written in bright yellow letters. Start of work would be immediately. Although those willing to drink cavort in front of and in the pub from Tuesday to Saturday, those responsible have decided to close 2 days a week. You simply cannot find enough service staff to do the job. The complaints about a shortage of workers in the catering industry are growing louder on the island. In addition to the pandemic, in which many have left the industry completely, the main problem is Brexit, said Buzz Butcher, head of the White Hart pub in Witham, Oxfordshire. It is well known that the catering industry was 70% dependent on EU citizens. Now thousands of restaurants, cafe and bar operators are looking for workers, while politicians also only advise them to hire British people. Even if the government is still trying to ignore the problem, the transition from the EU internal market to the new Brexit economy is far more complicated than Boris Johnson conveyed last year. Yeah, and to be honest, I have to be frank and say they lied a lot of the consequences since the campaign. And that is no surprise to anyone, except some Brexiteers maybe. They still do believe all that stuff. But yeah, it makes things more complicated. I ordered a new frying pan on a well-known online website. They didn't say it's only in store in their UK warehouses, so I don't have to pay anything extra for that because it's a special regulation it was shipped there from the EU, but if it comes back to the EU, there is no tariffs. But it takes, instead of 24 hours to arrive here, it takes almost a full week. I ordered it on Sunday and it will arrive on Saturday. And that's what's Brexit. I'll see you in my next video. Auf Wiedersehen.